I've noticed a big difference. I'm not on my RA meds. I'm not on any pain medications for what I'm doing now. My doctor doesn't like that I'm not on my medication, but I tell them, I'm sorry. I said, if you read what it can do, why would I want to take it?
Welcome to the Well with Cannabis podcast, a show dedicated to telling the life-changing stories of those who live well with cannabis, all while teaching you how to do the same. Meet your host, Emily Kyle, a registered dietitian nutritionist turned certified holistic cannabis practitioner. Emily changed her life for the better with the help of the cannabis plant, and now she is committed to helping others do the same. Tune in each week to hear heartwarming stories and gain the knowledge you need to feel connected, inspired, and supported on your own cannabis journey. Whether you're a new cannabis consumer or a lifetime lover, you'll benefit from these uplifting tales of real-life journeys that will show you how you too can live your best life well with cannabis.
Before we jump into today's episode, I wanted to share a note on potentially sensitive content. The episodes on the Well with Cannabis podcast are created for adult audiences only. We will at times cover sensitive topics including, but not limited to, suicide, abuse, mental illness, sex, drugs, alcohol, psychedelics, and the obvious use of plant medicine. Explicit language may be used occasionally. Please refrain from watching or listening to the show if you're likely to be offended or adversely impacted by any of these topics. The information on this show is for informational and educational purposes only. It does not constitute medical advice. If any of the content on this podcast has brought up anything for you, please reach out or speak to a professional or someone you trust.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Well with Cannabis podcast. I am so excited. We have a new friend here, Miss Sondra, and she is here to talk about her over 30-year relationship with cannabis and really where it's bringing her into the future. So welcome. Thank you so much for being with us today.
You're so welcome. Thank you. This is awesome. I'm kind of nervous, though.
I give you so much credit for coming here and doing this. It's really brave to talk about cannabis in a really open way. So I really appreciate it. Yeah. And if you want to go ahead, just give us a little background. You said cannabis has been in your life for a long time. Let's talk a little bit about that.
So I'm 48 years old. I'm from San Antonio, Texas. And now, unfortunately, cannabis has been in my life for a long time. But of course, it was, early 20s and, family had it, friends had it, whatnot. And so it came out. It started out like that, of course, like everybody else. Yes. It wasn't until about 28, 29 when I started noticing, well, it's always been my relaxer, but I was having certain issues with my bone and I know what was going on. Well, when I had was diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis, I had to do a lot of change with my diet and stuff, but I had just noticed that when I would smoke, I just felt like I still had pain, but I just felt like the edge was taken out. Always did. Yeah. And so I didn't really necessarily put them two together at that time, but I said, okay, this is helping me. I have a healthcare background for over 20 years, but I was very wary of medication, especially rheumatoid arthritis medication. It's very dangerous. And, so just a friend of mine happened to say one day we were talking about it and she's like, why don't you make yourself brownies? You bake all the time. And I was like, why didn't I think, you know what I mean? I didn't even think about that, so I started, looking up because I had never baked with cannabis. It was just always, smoking. So I started looking it up and, I was already in the baking world as well. I bake on the side. So I just said, let me try it out and see how it goes. So it first was with flour is what I started baking with. And it was a long process. You know what I mean?
Yes,
like making the first with flour, it's and so I was like, okay, I can do this. But, I my very first batch, let me just say, I was like, holy crap. I got the best sleep that I had in years because of pain. I was a graveyard shift when I was in the healthcare field. So, that was just, sleep was not something that I got all the time and a good amount of it. But so when I noticed that, I was like, okay, let me see. Now, if I do something, I go all in and I start researching everything. So that's what I started doing. And then I was just doing this for me. And, I would, practice and experiment with this and whatnot. But again, it was just flour because I've known, of course, of cannabis, but not what was coming out, like concentrates and tincture. I did not know, because I never really looked into the world of it other than, oh, this is what makes me feel good. This is all I need. You know what I mean? So I started researching it, and then I just happened to come across CTU, Cannabis Training University, and saw that they were doing, that they had where you can get certified and whatnot. So I looked into that, enrolled. I was like, just do it, Sondra. I live in an illegal state right now, but I said, you can prepare yourself, and you can do what you can do for you, because I was, right after I got diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis, about a year later, my hands, I started noticing like my hands were hurt, my fingers were hurting a lot. They were, I was just having a lot of issues. In the healthcare field, I was a phlebotomist, so I drew blood and started IVs all the time. So it started to interfere. Well, when I went to get seen, they said they had to do a carpal tunnel test to see about carpal tunnel. Well, they were like, you have it in both your wrists and it's bad, you need surgery. COVID hit like about a week before my surgery. COVID had already hit, but it was in May was my surgery. And they were like, we're not going to be doing them. You got to wait. So I was like, okay, so I dealt with it. Well, I started looking into, okay, the cannabis works for me, but it's not really working. You know what I mean? Like it just wasn't doing it. So when I started, I was in CTU and I started, really getting into it. And I was like, concentrates, huh? I started looking into that. And the very first time that I was able to get some and bake with it, I was so nervous. And when it comes to cooking with it and baking with it, I'm like, I don't want to waste it. I don't want to burn it. Exactly. A very first batch that I ever did with concentrates was a brownie. And again, that was like my safe thing at first. Like, I'll just make a brownie. Yeah. Okay, I said that with flour, I got the best night of sleep. Oh my God, this was something different. And this wasn't even me looking into what the terpenes were. What was this? It was just, let me see if this works. You know what I mean? And so, oh man, I noticed the difference. And what I did, because I said, I can't eat brownies and cookies all day, every day. So I did it with the gummies. And I did, a few batches and had them little by little. I'd take a few every day. And it's about a week or so. I was like, man, my fingers aren't hurting like all the time as before. Like before, my knees don't bother me as much, with my RA. And so I started seeing, hey, this could be something, and as I started learning in school and getting all the information and seeing, well, crap, now there's, one little strain can do all this and then this other one can do all, you know what I mean? So it's like, oh, my world opened up tremendously when it came to that. And I just was like, okay, I got to do this. And so I've experimented with different strains with different, because I went to pastry school. I graduated in 2021.
Oh my God. Cannabis and pastry chef, perfect match.
Yes. And that was the thing, because I like cakes. I decorate cakes, cupcakes, whatever. But when I went to school, I realized that I love pastries. I love baking pastries. It's just, I don't know what it is, bread. It's just a big thing. So I started just doing little things. I would tarts, breads, anything that I could do and infuse it. Whatever I can infuse, I'm going to do it and see. And so I just went from there. And, I always, it's funny because I have to bake twice. I will bake and I will cook. I will do whatever with it to always have it in my system to where I know, you know what I mean? Like I have it in every day. But again, it has made a big impact on my life because it's been about 3 years, although about 2.5 years now, really, that I've been working with concentrates. And I've noticed a big difference. I'm not on my RA meds. I'm not on any pain medications for what I'm doing now. My doctor doesn't like that I'm not on my medication, but I tell them, I'm sorry. I said, if you read what it can do, why would I want to take it and then, risk getting something else, and he don't, he says, I get it. Like, cannabis is a thing now. I can't tell you, oh yeah, go do it. But if it's working
for you. You're in Texas, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Yeah. So I feel like hands are tied.
Mm-hmm, yep. And that's where everybody tells me like, well, Sondra, what are you going to do with that? You know what I mean? Because, my friends, they all know what I bake, what I cook, and they like, man, Sondra, this helps me so much and whatnot. And, when I started doing the dosing, I was never really that great at math in school, but
same. And it's so hard when it comes to cannabis and my brain. It's
yes.
hard. Yes.
I'll get confused sometimes, and I had to really, really sit. And my son is really good with math, and so he would come and say, "All right, let me explain it to you." And he would, and then I'm like, "You make it sound so easy, but then you leave." And then I'm looking at what it's a minute, but I experimented with different milligrams, different strains to try to get what works for me. Of course, I've done where I'm like, "Oh man, that was too much." It's not, but my thing, like everybody says, like, what are you going to do with it? Everything? If you do anything here, you're going to have to do it on the table or wait. And I'm like, that's fine. For me, it's my whole dream was I always wanted my own bakery. Well, now it's like that changed. Like I want my own cannabis, but I don't want to have the state to do it. I want to bring that to my hometown, and I already have a clientele with my regular baking. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. Which most customers know that I have edibles and stuff, but that's my goal. So anything that I can learn about it and do now, so when that time comes that it's legal, boom, I'm already one step ahead. You know what I mean?
So smart. It's the smartest plan you can have. And then you're ready. There will be a lot of people who are like, oh, it's legal. Let me just get started. And you're going to be 10 steps ahead.
Exactly. And I think that's why it was a no-brainer to, even though it was new, and I was like, I don't know if this school is going to really to get it. But it was very helpful. I learned so much, and I'm still learning. You know what I mean? And to be honest with you, when I found your website, was pretty much, I guess, a year after I had started, and I was, doing it, but I was still, nervous about certain things and wanting to do a tincture, and then like, oh gosh, so I happened to find your website, and I slowly just started seeing everything that you were doing. I was like, okay, all right, this makes sense. And so then I started doing it, and it was like, oh yeah, wow. Yeah. And so I have followed you for a while, and I've read your stuff. I've done how you've done things, and you've taught me a lot. And so when I was with my friend, I was like, I like what she does. She, is helping people. I think I can do that, but I don't know the one-on-one. I said, maybe I can help in a different way with, baking with people stuff or making them stuff that I said, I don't know yet. And I said, I really don't, but there's so many avenues to go. You know what I mean? That you can go down. So that's just where I'm at right now. Like I'm like at this point where I'm like, okay, what can I do? There's only so much I can do, now. But like I told my friend, I don't want to establish anything in a state that's legal, that's not home. I wouldn't want to do there, but exactly. But he said, they do make points like, well, you may have to go somewhere else to learn more or to get experience. You know what I mean? To be able to get your foot in there, and which, maybe, and like I said, I'm still green to all this, but yeah, it's changed my life tremendously, honestly, especially when I switched over to concentrates. I didn't really know how good it was until, you know what I mean? So yeah, to be able to get to where I can help people and to let them know like, hey, well, this is the strains they have. This is what this does. I can bake something for you or make some candies for you or whatever, so that's where I'm at right now. So
I find that so many of us in cannabis who have been so positively impacted now have to go out and share that with others. And whether we do that for a job or just as a mission, so many of us are like, I have to share this with other people. I have to let people know how good I feel. And doing that through baking can be such a beautiful thing. You'd be able to help so many people. And something I was also thinking of too is imagine how nice it would be for someone who maybe is unwell or an elderly person to have an edible that is a pastry, that is delicious, that is amazing, that can just help in so many different ways.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And that's exactly what I could, because growing up, my grandmother, she bakes a lot. that with me and my cousin as well, when she made a cake or she made cookie, that was something that we were all excited and we shared, whatnot. And then, I always see my grandma too. She'd have her coffee, her little pastry or her pan dulce, and she'd be sitting, and I've made conchas before like that, and had them infused. And, my friends are like, oh my God, Sondra, and it's just, that gives me so much pleasure when I see, yes. Or when somebody has bought something for me or I've given them something. Of course, that's just me. Anybody that leaves with something that I'm a nervous wreck until I hear from them. I'm like, man, I hope they like it. And so I'll have them call me like, man, Sondra, one of the main ones is I slept so good. I slept so good. I didn't have any pain. I'm like, oh, heck yeah. I'm so glad. That's what gets me. And so I know the very first time I heard that, it's like, I was like, okay, that's what I want to do.
There's feeling like it, to know that you can share the joy of the plant with others and then make them feel better, alleviate their suffering. It's just, it makes everything worth it.
Yep. And especially like people who, because of course, marijuana has been, condemned and looked down since I was young. We would, hide. I didn't want no one to know that we smoked or we did, whatever. And it's recently in the past year or so, I've physically noticed like, oh, wow, like it's being talked about more. Yes. People are more open to say that I smell, or, whereas, before you wouldn't know unless you were a close friend, you know what I mean? No one was going to tell you that they were doing it. And I just like how it's out there now and like people are knowing. So I like to get those people that, that I talk to, like, oh my God, you shouldn't listen. I was like, yeah, but you have no idea how good it helps. You know what I mean? Once you try it, then you'll know, so.
And that's really what I'm trying to do with this podcast, is just get everyday people whose lives have been dramatically transformed to share their story in hopes that other people listening, whether they're for cannabis or don't feel comfortable using it yet or are anti-cannabis, listen to these stories. I feel like when you listen to these stories like yourself, there's no way you can say anything bad about cannabis. When people say it improves the quality of their lives with little to no side effects, I mean, do you need anything more? It's amazing.
Exactly. And that's what got me, because I never thought that I would have been able to stop taking pain medication. You know what I mean? With just that. Now, again, when I would smoke, it took the edge off, but it wouldn't take it completely away. Yeah. But when I started, because I would use Rick Simpson oil as well every day, with my tea, I'd, put it in there, and just so I can get it in my system. And, I wanted to make sure that it was always in me. Like I didn't have it in and then didn't do anything for 4 or 5 days and then came back to it. It was like, no, I need to have it continuously so I can see, is it going to work for me? And so that's what I did. And I was like, wow, I'm not waking up and, my fingers are hurting so much, or my knees are, it's taking me a minute to walk, none of it. And it was crazy, because then I noticed, man, I have more pain pills in here than I normally, you know what I mean? Because I wasn't taking it. Yeah. And so it was like, all right. And so sometimes with certain things like that, I'll challenge myself, like with smoking. I was a cigarette smoker for a long while. And I would just tell myself like, all right, I want one. No, you don't. See how long you can go. And so I will do little things like that. So I started doing it. I started to notice the difference. And so it was like, well, let's see if you can go all day without a pain pill and just, your cannabis, your edibles, your lollipop. My lollipops, I make those sometimes where that's all I need. And, sometimes I don't finish it. Couple of times I'm guilty of waking up and it's in my hair because I totally didn't finish it, or it was stuck to my shirt. But I was like, hey, okay, that one works. but yeah, it's, I was able to stop using them. And so now everything is just my cannabis, and I don't even, like I said, I stopped taking my other meds too. And I don't really suffer that much right now. I still do. I'm not going to lie and say it's all gone. Yeah. It's very tolerable compared to years back. So, yeah.
So happy to hear that for you. And so many people say when their pain is alleviated, it improves their mental and physical health so much as well. Have you had that experience?
Yes. And it's crazy because you don't think that it does the pain affects you that way. You know you're hurting, but you don't think about it. Like that all day you've been a grump, or, you just irritable, or whatnot. And when all that started going away slowly, I started noticing, like, I would get up in the morning and I'm happy. I'm always a happy person. Don't get me wrong. I'm not, but when I was hurting, it was just like, don't talk to me right now. You know what I mean? Like, just give me a minute, give me a couple hours, and so I know that affected my grandkids at times when they wanted to play and I wasn't feeling it. And so now it's different because I noticed, like, I'm up, chipper. You know what I mean? I've just noticed a whole change in me because of that. So, when people will say, like, whatever, Sondra, it's like, you have no idea, man. It's like, when I break it down, they're like, oh, really? Like, there's one strain that's for arthritis or for pain or for nausea. I'm like, yeah, yes, ma'am. So, yeah, every time I'm, even with this, I'm like, oh my gosh, she's gonna have a podcast now. And so I was like, all right, let's do this, it's because I know that I like to learn from anywhere that I can. And so when I hear other people, like you said, when other people hear that regular people it's helping them, that's when you sit up and you listen. You know what I mean? Because it's like, hey, they're just like me. You know what I mean? So, that's why I'm so thankful when I found you, because, like I said, you've helped me a lot, and I see what you're doing, and it's like that's an avenue I want to go down with baking. You know what I mean? To be able to come into my bakery and say, hey, I want to put in an order for cookies, but these are my ailments. What can you do for me? You know what I mean? And we can sit and talk about it, so yeah.
I feel like you have such a bright future. I can see, like, that would be the future of medicine. Instead of going to the doctors, you're going to go see Sondra, and she's going to make something that's delicious, nutritious, and makes you feel good. And that, I mean, I really, truly see that for the future. I know Texas isn't that friendly, but I'm hopeful that as a country, we've made a lot of progress in the last 10 years. And I really think there's nowhere to go but forward. And I am just so excited that you're making all these plans and these moves to have this ready when the time comes. You're doing it right. But when the time comes, like, oh my gosh, imagine what's going to happen for you. It's so exciting.
I know. I when I think about it at night, it's like, oh my gosh, that'd be crazy. You know what I mean? I can picture it in my little neighborhood. The bakery that's here, and everybody. It's just my mind starts just going, because I always put myself there. Like, okay, if I saw a cannabis bakery, I'd be all right. I put you on quick. So
absolutely, it's a place you'd want to be.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And that's basically, at the end of the day, I want somebody to be able to come in, pick what they want, or order what they want. Go sit down right there, or look out the window, or sit outside and enjoy your pastry. And hopefully one day soon we'll be there. But yeah, that's all I want to do.
You've spoken out into the world now, so it's just a matter of time before it comes to fruition for you. Yes. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. And I'm really so thankful that you shared your story, because again, everyday people, we're just normal people, but our lives have been dramatically improved by the plant. So thank you so much for sharing. And I want to be respectful of your time, but I also want to ask you our 4 questions I ask everybody. Are you ready?
Okay. Yes.
First, what are you most proud of in your life to date?
To date, I'm very proud of being a grandmother and my grandkids. Oh my God, those 3 are my heart. Well, everything that I do is for them. But yeah, right now, I'm proud. Those are my angels right there.
And then to hear you say that cannabis makes you a better grandma and be able to improve that relationship too. That's so beautiful.
Yes. I have a 9-year-old grandson, a 3-year-old grandson, and a 4-year-old granddaughter. And anytime that I'm with them, I mean, believe me, I have my heart. I'm just in a good place. And at that time, they were a little younger, but when I just wasn't feeling it, oh man, it made me cry. It hurt my heart because I could see it in them, because they're not used to not being like that. And so they're here with me. I'm able to go take them, do things, and you know what? And they know. My grandma always says, because she knows my stuff is put up. No, are those your medicine candies? Yes, ma'am, they are. Okay. You're going to eat them right now? Yes, ma'am. And they know, like, I'm always in a good mood, whatnot. So yeah, those are my babies right now. I'm so proud of.
So sweet. I'm so happy for you and for them. It brings us to our next question. If you didn't have cannabis in your life, what do you think it would look like?
Oh my gosh, stressed, a nervous wreck, worried individual, not really happy. I don't think. Yeah, I don't know. Man, that's a tough one.
Isn't it a hard one? Everybody gets tripped up by that one. They're like, what did you just say? Because no one wants to think of a life without cannabis.
About a couple places where, for a couple weeks, somewhere where I didn't have it. And yeah, you notice the difference.
Yeah. And it's not an addiction by any means, but it's like, I want to feel the way I felt before, which was good.
Yes. And I noticed one big thing is I don't eat right. Like, I not that I don't eat right, but it's like, I wish I could smoke before, or I wish I could, but yeah.
Cannabis makes food so much better, period.
Much better.
It's so much more enjoyable. I don't know if we've spoken those words on the podcast before, but that is also a little known secret of cannabis. Food just tastes better. Doesn't matter what it is. Kraft macaroni and cheese or filet mignon. It all tastes better. Yeah. And that's why it helps our friends who are struggling with eating, our elderly folks, our chemo friends. It helps. But even if you're a regular person in your everyday life, I don't find that I have like uncontrollable munchies or anything, but I enjoy food.
Food, yes, and I'm just like you. I enjoy food. Now I'm a baker. I know how to cook. I don't enjoy it. When I'm in my baking, oh man, I'm in another world. You don't show me. But yeah, I love food. And again, I don't feel myself getting munchies like that anymore. Yeah. Like when I love to eat and everything tastes good. Breakfast, my oatmeal has a little square of can butter in there, and my coffee has can of sugar, and so everything.
I'm getting there slowly. My coffee right now is can of butter. Mm-hmm. And then later in the afternoon, it's a gummy. And then maybe before bed, it'll be a chocolate. Like, I feel like I'm expanding my selections every day. So our next question. Now, you've always had a good relationship with cannabis, so I don't know how applicable this will be. But if you could go back 10, 20, or 30 years ago and give yourself a piece of advice about cannabis, what would it be?
Oh my gosh. That's a tough one too. What would it be? Enjoy. Don't let anybody tell you anything else. I'm running with it.
That's great. Now, to wrap it up, our very last one, and I want to talk about your YouTube channel too. What do you most want to be remembered for in the cannabis space? That
I went above and beyond to make sure that everybody was taken care of, and they were happy, and that they enjoyed their pastries, their cakes, whatever it was that they ordered, but that they loved coming in. I'm a people person. I love to talk. And sometimes you'll have to cut that combo because I'll keep talking, but just that, I wanted to take care of them. I'm happy when they were happy. So that's so
sweet. Oh my gosh. I can't wait until people can just step foot into your bakery and feel the love through your baked goods. It's amazing. Now, in the meantime, you might not have an actual location, but you do have a YouTube channel. Tell us a little bit more about where people can find you.
Okay, so now that I'm a new YouTuber, it's what I put out there. I know I have seen everybody's different platforms, and I've never been one to follow it. I'm not a good videographer, but I'm just putting whatever I use. I'm baking, whatever I'm making, sometimes I don't realize until midway, like, oh crap, I forgot. And so I'll start, but all I do is just post. I'll just upload the videos of what I made for what I infused, what I'm going to try, or if I'm just having fun on TikTok, and then I'll put it up there. But all it is just for people to be able to, if they're curious, like, man, how would I make gummies with, concentrate? Well, it's quick. I don't drag these long videos out. I do them quick, let you know how to do it. I've always been one to find the most simplest way to do things. And so I experiment, I fail, and sometimes I'm like, oh, heck yeah, it works. So it's just a simple, hey, I want to know how to make this, and you can pop on my channel, see it. And I always put out there, like, if you have questions, message me. I'd love to help. You know what I mean? So it's called Wake and Bake 210, which is, what my bakery will be called as well when it opens. But it's just, I just try to post a video at least once a week, depending what I'm making or what I'm doing. But as I get better with videotaping everything and editing it, you'll see different ones. Yeah, it's just something.
Thank you so much for sharing this. I am super excited. I will put the links here so everybody can connect with you and find you. It's so generous of you to offer to answer questions for people. And it's fun to follow along. People like on YouTube things that are natural. They actually don't like things that are perfect. And as someone who started this cannabis business maybe like 4 years ago, my best piece of advice would be to just get started. It does not have to be perfect. Just get it out into the world. So I'm so proud of you that you are.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, that's the way you got to do it.
And hard on myself.
Absolutely. Yes, so thank you so much. I'll put the links. Everybody can connect with you. I appreciate your time and your wisdom, and I'm so excited to see what the future holds for you.
Thank you so much. And I truly appreciate you, for the podcast that you're doing, everything that you're doing as well, because believe me, without being able to follow and see what you were doing and to learn from that, I wouldn't be where I'm at. And honestly, I wouldn't, because you don't realize how much I followed you. I was quiet in the background, but I was watching. So you've helped me a lot as well. I appreciate it. And I'm excited to get into this. And, I will be messaging you, letting you know how things are going and following you still. And so, again, I appreciate you having me on here today. It was good. It was fun.
Thank you so much. I had a great time. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Bye.
Congratulations. You've finished another episode of the Well with Cannabis podcast and are one step closer to discovering how you too can live well with cannabis. Thank you for listening in today. We hope this episode has been a helpful and informative one. Please visit EmilyKyleNutrition.com for more information on today's show notes, guest information, recipes, and other resources. If you want more support and encouragement on your cannabis journey, please consider joining the private Well with Cannabis community. In this group, you can connect with like-minded individuals focused on improving their health and wellness through cannabis. Join the group today to continue your journey of wellness together at EmilyKyleNutrition.com.